Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson, and today I'm in France at my dad's place on vacation. It's the only video I've made here. Been taking some distance and wanted to share with you my own processing as I'm thinking through things. I don't have a clear answer or clear direction of where we're going to go today in this video, but I've heard from you that you like these kinds of co-processing videos where I process and share my own thinking of myself and what I want to do and where I want to go, and that can serve as a reflection point to you. So if you're interested in doing some co-processing today, that's what we're going to do. So what am I thinking about? What am I processing right now? I am asking myself kind of like the big question. What's the core of who I am and how's it guiding me? And that's kind of a big question, right? I kind of arrived at this question by reevaluating what I'm doing. I have started doing a TikTok and it's been refreshing, but also a lot of work. And it's a very different platform, very different ways of creating and expressing content. And it's been causing me to think about, what am I doing here on YouTube? What am I creating? YouTube feels like my home because we dive into very deep topics and we have time to suss out and tease the deeper nuances of understanding the self and where you are and what's going on. And I love that. But with TikTok, it's very, you have to hit it very hard and it has to be very top level. So it's almost like the exact opposite of what we create here on YouTube. And it's kind of a different way of consuming things. So there's that, and then there's also this additional layer of how the TikTok algorithm works, which is it allows me to speak about anything. And I think that's kind of the bigger topic here is when I can speak about anything, what do I want to speak about? Because what I speak about on YouTube has to be within my niche, which is talking about trans stuff and focusing on that transformation process, which is super important. Where are you in your transition, by the way? How has your process been going? I don't know if you're going through this or if you've gone through this, but if you ever had those moments where you feel like inside you are completely transforming and almost like metamorphosizing. I don't mean like over a long period of time, which is the majority of what a transition is experienced as, but like in a specific moment where you can feel you are recalibrating. There's some kind of alchemy going on. Do you know what I mean? Have you had that experience? Is this something that's just isolated to my own experience? I'm sure other people experience this. That has been the most powerful thing for me in my own transition, is experiencing the alchemy, experiencing the inner change, the fluidity, how your consciousness becomes like liquid and then suddenly it crystallizes into a different shape. Like perceiving myself in one moment as a guy and having that experience and then suddenly feeling that femininity and becoming a girl and seeing that within me, seeing that within my own consciousness and realizing, oh my God, I can be this. This is me. This feels right. I feel euphoric. You know, that gender euphoria? And so when thinking about what's the core of me and what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I come back to this notion of transformation. That to me is the most powerful aspect in anyone's personal development and change. Don't you think, if you've had that experience? If you haven't, it's all right. Like, I don't know if it's always a typical experience. The counterpoint to transformation is the most powerful change can be the most subtle change. The ones where you feel like you were on a 9 in anxiety and then you can do something to bring yourself to an 8.5. And if you can consistently do that, that means you can bring yourself from an 8.5 down to an 8, and then an 8 to a 7.5 in terms of your anxiety, for example. So I don't even know if the mysticism of the transformation is exactly the thing that I want to give to the world, because it is a powerful avenue and it's been the most powerful thing for me. How's it been for you? But I think there's other aspects of ways of working with the self, and working with the self, period. I need to kind of like stop saying and, because I just tag on my own thoughts and it's like this freestyle. Better than saying but though, right? Do you ever just say but even though you don't mean it, but it then suddenly negates everything that you just said? I digress. So starting TikTok has been interesting for me because it's caused me to reevaluate what I'm creating. And what I've come up with is there's 3 things that I want to talk about. There is being trans, there's trans topics. There is energy topics, doing energy work. There's a spiritual aspect to what I want to create. And then there's the third, which is like mental hacks, tips, like ways of doing personal development. Those are kind of like the sacred 3 to me. And it kind of has me asking, like taking a step back, saying, okay, I want to make TikTok content because it's a platform that I can organically grow in. And that's great on a very superficial level. But on a much deeper level, I've gone through these kind of questions here, and I want to kind of read them out because maybe it can be a good reflection for you, which is like kind of like asking why and what, and trying to go deeper and deeper into your questioning so you can start from a core place where your principles are clear. I find that when you're making decisions, it's exhausting. I don't know about you, but when you have to make a lot of decisions, it's exhausting. You can only make so many decisions in a day. So when you make these decisions, it makes it a lot easier to make decisions when you have principles that you go by, right? Do you have some principles? Have you written them down? Have you thought about them in any way where you've shaped them onto a wall or a piece of paper, or are they more like informal? I'd love to hear some principles that you live by the way. That would be really interesting. And so when it comes to the content that I'm creating, I'm asking myself, what are my principles? Where am I coming from? It starts with, where do I go with my content? I have a very different content on YouTube, and this is home. So do I just bring it over to TikTok? I don't know. What am I selling? This is an important question to ask, because if I'm wanting to do this sustainably, I need to sell something. That's how capitalism works. So I need to figure out, well, what am I selling? But then it says, well, what do I want to sell? What do I want to sell to you? Like, I made this book. It's free right now, but I should start selling it because there's a lot of value there. And I should start doing other programs to help trans people and sell those as well. But is that all I want to sell? And more importantly, why am I selling? Am I selling because I need a sustainable income to do this, because I care and I want to make the world a better place, and therefore if I want to do this with more frequency and more energy and more time, I need money in order to do that? Well, yes, very tangibly speaking, I need a source income, and if my source income isn't here talking to you or creating this kinds of content, then it's somewhere else doing something else. And I don't want to not talk to you. I don't want to leave this world and this community that has blossomed and been created. And by the way, speaking of community, if you'd like to join my community, check out my Discord group. That's where the community really is. That's where you kind of like have this self filtering process, and the people that are in the Discord, I love you guys, and girls, mostly girls. I love you. So like, it goes, okay, why am I selling? But then it goes, well, why am I creating it? Like, okay, so taking a step back from selling, why am I creating? What within me wants me to create? And maybe for you, maybe if it's not creating, it's like, why why are you doing what you do? Why are you doing that? Is it because you need to make income? Is it because it makes you happy? Why are you doing what you do? Is it because you've just been told to do that, or that's just the way it is? Like, why? And so I'm asking myself, well, why am I creating? What within me causes me to create? Because if you just take money out of the equation, you're no longer selling it. It's just, why are you creating? Because I'm creating this, right? With these videos that we share on YouTube, it's just always been a stream of consciousness. And for me, it's been like therapy. I don't actually have a therapist. And I've tried having a therapist, but it's never worked for me because the speed at which I like to grow and change is much faster than what I can get with therapy. You know, you can spend years in therapy and get somewhere, definitely get somewhere, but I like to move a bit faster. So I've always found the kind of coaching or the personal growth route to be super helpful. But you know, it's got its pluses and minuses. I don't want to knock on therapy to say it's not good, because it's absolutely crucial for some people in terms of the depth that you need to go. But for me, I had done 10 years of internal work when I arrived at, oh my God, I'm trans and I need to do this work. And I didn't know that I was trans before. So I kind of bypassed all of the trauma that some of you are probably going through that builds up over years of being repressed and not being seen and feeling like you're in some kind of fake experience. I never felt that because it was so locked deep within my own subconscious that I didn't know it was happening. But then again, I did. I just didn't know. You know? I'm gonna do this because maybe I look better. Trans self-obsession, I talked about that recently. So yeah, like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? The answer to that question eludes me. I just feel like I want to create, I just want to do, and I just want to express. And it feels good to do that. But kind of like taking a step back of why am I creating, it comes down to, what am I here to do? What are you here to do? What is when you wake up, or when you are, let's say, about to die, say, well, why were you here? What did you do here? What did you come here to do? What did you make of your life? What did you want to do with your life? And I don't want to like turn it into one of those, well, you got to do something. Because if you don't want to do anything, don't. That's fine. We're not here to shame people that don't want to do anything. But I definitely want to do something. And if you're watching this, I think you probably do too, because you find progress. You find ways of growing. You find something that makes you a better person, that helps you feel like you can expand and grow. Am I right? Is that you? Can I see a thumbs up? Can I get a like? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe too. I want to grow and share this with the world. And by liking and subscribing, it's a very small way of supporting me. If you also want to support me, I have a Patreon, and that's like super, super, super supportive. So thank you for my patrons that do support me. I found out the other day, as I was working on that note, when I was working, I work so much on this, and I feel sometimes frustrated by the amount of work that I put in, because I don't see any tangible result that helps me move forward towards my personal freedom, financial freedom. But then I looked at my Patreon, I looked at some of my paying customers, and thought to myself, no, like, this makes me happy. People see value in what I'm creating and what I'm doing. And in that moment, I realized I like making money because it shows me in a very tangible form, in the way that we live in this society, that I'm doing something to create value, and that what I'm doing is valid in the world. God, that feels really good. Has anyone told you that what you're doing is valid? What you're doing is valid. What you're doing in this world is valid. Okay? Whatever you're doing, even if you don't think it's important, even if you say, oh, I'm not doing anything, or, it's just to No, what you're doing is valid. I love you. I know we have this distance between me and the camera and the internet and social media, but I love you. You mean something to me. Every time that we connect in some way, it means something to me. And I hope that it means something to you when we connect and we can speak together. Oh, my family's home. There might be some noise as they come through. So what am I here to do? When I asked that question, that's when I said I need to make this video. And how are we doing on time? Okay, I need to wrap this up, but maybe this is where we end. When I had my rebirth, I got the download of what my life's mission would be. And it was like she entered my body. I suddenly saw her and I saw him and I saw them, and we all had these consciousnesses merging and interweaving. And then when she settled into my body, it was like, and what I saw was this lightning of this path that went through the earth, and it spoke to me in that moment of, this is your path, this is where you're going. And then the second thing is, it was like this, the heavens and the earth bringing balance. You're going to be a speaker, you need to speak, you have a voice, you need to say something in the world. And the mystery of the universe, that the mystery will always be there, it will always be ever potent, ever elusive, and never completely tangible. You can pull things out of the mystery of the universe, but you'll never know what the mystery is, and that is your relationship with the mystery, because to know the mystery would take away the power of what it is. I don't know if you've ever had this, but you've realized something, or you've had some kind of wow, and then you try to grasp it, and then when you try to grasp it, it disappears. Have you had that? Have you had those moments where you've even spoken about something that you felt was powerful for you, and then suddenly it disappeared? That is the mystery, and that's our relationship with the mystery. In Taoism, they call it the Tao. It's this formless form that you can recognize is there, but you cannot touch it or make it tangible, because to make it tangible makes it limited in what it is. And I feel like that is at the core of what we explore as trans people. You, at some point, actually become the Tao, the mystery. You become infinite in this moment where you no longer attach yourself to your identity of who you were, and you have it formed your new identity of who you are. I should make an entire video on this, oh my God. Of who you are, because you're in this liquid state of reconfiguration, and that's where transformation happens. Maybe this is like what I'm here to talk about. Maybe it is just the Tao, and just speaking about the Tao from many different angles and perspectives, like slice it this way and slice it that way, because you can never talk about the whole thing. This is this huge, infinite mystery. But it's so powerful, and it gets me excited just thinking about it right now. Did that make any sense? I'd love to hear from you and what you pulled from this video and what your thoughts are. And as always, I want to send you, let's close with some healing energy and light from the Tao. Wherever you are, you are. You are valid in what you are doing and what you are not doing. Keep doing and non-doing. With love, I'm Ashley. I'll see you in another episode. Bye.